Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. If somebody could do me a big favour and actually test the chat box, I want to make sure it's actually working this time around. We have the weirdest issues and I have no idea why. But hello there, Vulcan, hello there, Christian, and Fenrir, good to have you guys. Yep, so if you guys could just... Ah, there we go, Alexander, you'll do. Thank you very much, Alexander. Good to have you. Will the chat work? That's the question. Hey, do you mind, Jonathan? No? Okay, it seems to be doing its own thing as per usual. Huh, how you doing there, Parmentia? Okay. Chat gives no fucks, takes no prisoners. Okay. Maybe chat will decide to work at some point in the future. Who knows about that? It might grace us with its presence. Who are we to know? Hey, doing there, Brannock? Good to have you, my friend. Right, so moving into the next Danman turn. It's going to be intriguing. Ooh, no, it looks like chat's working. Ah, that's weird. It doesn't show up on my end, but it shows up on the stream. OBS at its finest there. Okay. No. Oh dear. Hey, doing there, Snake? Good to have you, my friend. We did have, we had some indication of where, quote-unquote, CV may be. And that was around Brisbane. Now, I don't know if these carriers are there or carrier. I mean, there could just be one, there could be none, there could be two, there of course could be none. It might be misidentification, but there is a collection of ships nonetheless there, which is intriguing. I'm glad that we are at least aware of it. That's the thing, I'd rather be aware of where ships are, even if they're not the ships we are looking for. I do hope you guys are doing well. Ideally, we're not going to get beaten up this turn. I'm going to try and test the waters, actually, around Batavia. I'm going to send some torpedo boats down towards the port of Osthaven. 3 of them. They should be alright. They should be able to manage it. I'm hoping so, anyway. Hey, Dingobat4 good to have you, my friend. No, not too bad. How about you, my friend? Yeah, I'm hoping that the actual torpedo boats might be able to make it through the actual straits there. I don't know if they're actually mined or not. Oh, we do have the actual landed on Hero Talakon. Now, Mayoko actually doesn't have a lot of ammunition, so she's not going to fire a huge amount of ammunition there. And potentially damage the facilities here. She's kind of here just to try and absorb some fire. I mean, the Tanakan coastal guns are firing at Mayoko. When they're firing at Mayoko, they're not firing at everything else, which is good. She'll take a few hits, but that belt armor can probably stand up to quite a lot of punishment. Hey, dude, there, Gary Generous. That's an awesome name. Good to have you, my friend. Yeah, there we go. And this is when we start taking hits, because there's 120 mils and 75 mils. They will have these AKLs and AKs. But we know what we're dealing with here. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that Devoken. Intriguing. Is that actually in the rulebook? I'd like to read on that section, actually. So that's really good to know. That's the first time hearing about it. So Mayoko takes 1 hit there. The Hosokawa Maru only takes 4 hit there. She's on fire, she's not heavily damaged, which is good news. So 75 casualties nonetheless, but these are disabled. We'll probably have a similar number on the unloading process. But never happened. Interesting. Yeah, there's some things that aren't in the manual, which is fun. As we do have a squad destroyed there during the unloading process. But that's not too bad. The difficulty when it comes to Tarakan is the fact that you need to get a lot of supply unloaded very quickly, rather than having to do it multiple times. And so ideally we can just get a decent amount in the first unload, get them the hell out of dodge, and then we're not having to be subjected to multiple bombardments. Yeah, this is where the additional bombardment comes in. Oh, okay. I was kind of expecting coastal defense guns, but not too bad. But yes, we're making through the night phase here. Okay. So reacting to enemy submarines over here. Now, he did park one over here at Samarunda, which is rather intriguing. I don't know if this would be considered even. I think this is River Hex, isn't it, perhaps? Yeah, I mean, that's a depth charge there, actually penetrated. He might have forgot about that one, but that's fantastic news, because I think that is in a River Hex. It's either in River or it's in Coastal, but that's bad. She's taken a depth charge and been penetrated by one very quickly there. That's a good chunk of damage there. That's a good bit of cheddar. From my understanding, pre-invasion attacks only attack to the beachhead. Right, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Right, moving into the AM phase. This is where things start to hit the fan, I'd imagine. Right. Interesting seeing some allied ships actually out here. Ah, motor launchers. Just at the time I sent some AKs out towards Sinkwang. That is bloody typical, isn't it? Allied AK near Marcus Island. That one's really intriguing. Marcus Island. Ships to the south, apparently. They look to be sighted by a submarine, in fact. I-157 sighted by land-based reconnaissance there, perhaps? That one near Marcus is actually interesting. Now, we did see a lot of ships up in that area that vanished afterwards, which is intriguing. Okay. I mean, the thing is, he's up to something. During the entire time, he's up to something. He's definitely doing something that we will not like. We will deal with it, really. Okay, so we do have our men ashore at Tarakan, which is good news. Moving into the airstrikes. Bad weather over Clark is most likely ideal. Wake, once again bad weather. We are coming in here with the sweep, with the zeros. Not a huge amount of defenders over here, actually. Yeah, fire from behind to the P-40. There we go. Excellent news there. We're diving on the Warhawks. And this is it. I do have one squadron being committed. The other squadron was on 30% cap and was on majority rest. So what I'm going to do here then is stagger the squadrons. So as one squadron goes into attack, the other squadron will rest. We can absolutely maintain a level of momentum that we've not really been able to do in the other campaign, due to the fact that we do have a great deal of industry. We have these new zeros arriving daily, which is fantastic. We also do have a great deal of reserves over here, which is very nice. I mean, what I'll be doing in the future as well, I'm going to be flying KI Key 43. I'm going to just say Key. You know what? I don't know why I said KI, because it is Key. Yeah, the Key 43 1B. I'm going to be flying those Key 43 1Bs from this Tarvin on escort as well over here at Batavia. So ideally, these zeros can knock out a good chunk. I don't know why I've never said Key before. It's absolutely Key. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, we've not had results like that for a while, in fact. Oh, that's very nice there. So we shoot down 4 of the Warhawks here, and one of the demons to the Buffalo there, which is nice. That was actually a pretty successful mission there. That's good, that's good. We have 2 more reconnaissance squadrons in Burma, well, in Thailand and Chiang Mai. So they're going to be giving us a lot of additional information about Burma that we didn't previously have. So I'm hoping that will result in some pretty good things. Right, so we do have the sailors coming in here to hit the runways. What I can do then is have them actually switched over to hit the ground. Troops over here at Singapore tomorrow. We're going to be resting here today, but then we will attack tomorrow. Ideally, that should coincide with the arrival of a mixed brigade, which will be quite nice if it does. Okay, a little bit of damage there. Good amount of hits. Yep, no damage to the aircraft. Damage to the airfield, of course. Right, there we go. So we have some 139s. We do have the Key 43-1C. I don't know why I'm not saying. Oh dear. How powerful are American B-29 bombers when he gets them? They're nasty. Like, they are seriously nasty. It's the fact of their range. They do bring a lot of load. Well, bombing capacity, bomb load. Yeah. It's a good deal. It's a good, strong deal of actual forces there. Oh, wow. So one of our PB boats was actually hit there? Yeah, so it looks like he's taken out the PB boats over here. It's a good job that we only have patrol boats over here. They're very small ones. They might have been the Tosus. But 2 patrol boats go down there. That's unfortunate, actually. But it could have been far worse. Could have been far better. Zeros? Not really. Not B-29s. I mean, this is it there. Yeah. They're well armed, well protected, and they come in large numbers. I believe they have a pretty damn high capacity, a pretty high ceiling as well. Yes. As Vulcan says there. I mean, anything with cannons can try and do some damage. But, yeah. Tojo, I mean, you've got to think it's like the B-29s arrive quite later on. The A6720, the Tojo, they're not really capable of dealing with them. Like, the Tojo and... well, the Tojo can kind of cause damage, but those guns just don't quite have enough punch to I mean, they might be able to take one out, luckily, or cause some damage. But the thing is, it's like a Zero it can potentially shoot one down, but it's just, it's a lot harder. CS, that's intriguing, then seeing some ships to the north there. Intriguing, okay. Yeah. Allied float plane. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like when it comes to the armoured American aircraft and aircraft that have high durability, you want to have cannons with good effect. Which is why like Ki-83 and other aircraft where they do have a lot of cannon can deal with those much better. They have a much easier time of it. Oh, 40 mils out. Wow. Are they wing mounted or central mounted? Okay, so we have some G3s coming in here. Very low amount of G3s as I did pull out the A6220s to head back to the Wild Warp, so they can be ultimately resized at, well, aboard the BLeAcHACiD. So we are engaged here by Warhawk and Buffalo. Should be able to deal with that. Oh, wing mounted, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, even with the big cannons, it's... You'd obviously want to hope that that's central mounted. But yeah, there's not much you can do there. When it has the same effect as a 20 mil. That's interesting. So we actually lose an Oscar Bow Destroyer Warhawk. That's a fair exchange in my opinion. Especially as we can replace that. No accuracy, okay. Bloody hell, is that it? Just 2 or 4 Gs. Okay. Now, so we've seen some interesting things so far. I mean, seeing the... okay, wow. Looks like we have a day of living again for the Hosho. That's nice. I'm sure she's become accustomed to living. Continue to unload here at Tanakan. This is when the coastal guns open up once again. Not so bad though. Hotsukawa Maru. Hosokawa. Yeah, Hotsukawa Maru. Hosokawa Maru takes a few more hits. But she's on fire. She's not heavily damaged. Though fires can kill you. Most assuredly they can kill. Right. Moving into the land phase. So we do have our deliberate attack. It is the 1st Mysore Battalion. They will give. I mean, that's obviously a lot of force there. Whoa, it's a good question. I don't know how many fighters he will have. I really do not know how Allied production looks. Oh, there we go. So the Mysore Battalion surrenders. That's good news there. Yep, no casualties, and we force them to surrender. That's good news. We have our bombardment attack. I'm waiting for additional forces to arrive over here. We are moving now towards taking these 2 cities here. Okay. Right, we do have a bombardment attack over here at Clark. Again, it looks to be about the same that we've seen here the last few days. What I'm needing here is to get the bombers in place to actually hit Clark. I did have actual additional bombers set to hit Clark today, but the poor weather has stopped that, which is a shame. Okay. But even with the bombardments, they actually have an effect. We do have additional, 2 additional mountain artillery units in here. Yes, the mountain guns. Then we go with the regiment and battalion there. So that will cause some damage, some additional damage. But yes, what we need to be able to do then is have the ability to reduce Clark, reduce that airfield. I could potentially push on Clark without, but I would rather have the ability to stop him from fortifying again. As it's tough enough already with it being ×3, we don't want to have it even worse. Okay, that's not too bad there. We don't take any casualties ourselves. That's not too bad. So 2 disabled, 1 destroyed, 1 destroyed, 1 disabled. Not too bad. This is it. It does cost us supply, but that's not too bad really. We can see that we're at 1,967 there. What I'll probably do on the day of attack is actually move in tanks there. But ideally, if I can cause some problems for his troops there. Right, let's see. Do we take Kuala Lumpur today? I'd like to think so. Oh, I did change my mind and order a shock attack here. I'm hoping I do not come to regret that. So we don't take it today. We're not taking casualties, so I don't mind it there. Yeah, fatigue. It's probably because they just don't have enough infantry. But they're doing fine. I mean, this is it. He lost 152 casualties. It's gonna crack. It's gonna crack. It'll be gone soon enough. Yeah. For level 0. Yeah. Okay. Let's hope this... Oh, forgot about that. Right, okay. I was a little bit worried about that one. I was thinking, is this leg? Right, do they surrender or are they annihilated? Yes, the unit is destroyed there, so there's only about 33 men there. That's fine, so that's gone there. We do have our deliberate attack over here on Lindholm. No AV actually reported here. So we should be alright then. Should be able to manage that quite easily. They should surrender. Yeah, they do. And the second one surrenders, that's good then. That's good. I can march them back to Dilly so I can actually satisfy the garrison requirement there. Wow, there's actually 6 Hudsons here. Oh, nice. They must have been damaged. That's actually really quite good there. 6 Hudsons is, yeah. That's good. That's actually pretty good. I'm happy about that. Yep, there we go. So we do have the units over here. We have the Koi, we have the Naval Guard and SLF. That should be sufficient. Might take 2 or 3 days, but we should be able to manage Tarakan. It's one of those of when I could have left it longer, I could have waited and then attacked, but I think I do want to take Tarakan. The reason being I want to fully secure Borneo, and I would like to have access to additional oil and refineries sooner rather than later. Ideally we can take them again with no damage. Right, 4th Division Detachment, attacking the 112th RAF base force. It looks like the other force has just been... Oh, really? Still? 39 free? You don't... Is the unit been destroyed? Which has not been destroyed. What? Okay. Bizarre. Doesn't surrender either. Okay. And we can build different aircraft. Like, we're working on the K-83. There will be other aircraft as well to arrive in the future. The thing really is you want to try and prevent the Allies from having bases close to Japan, really. And this is it. B-29 is obviously the thing we're going to be mindful of in the future. Not for a while, but yeah, we'll have to bear that one in mind. Yeah, I don't understand what happened to the 4th there. That's weird odds. Yeah, I'll be gone next turn, then. But nice turn so far. I mean, we had really no bad results, which is nice. It does make me wonder what he's up to, but we'll see. Yep, gonna get a unit there to Dilly. Right, okay, and it... There we go. Never got a private Saipan. It looks like the torpedo boats actually managed to make it to Haven, which was really good. No, they're here. They're undetected, which is intriguing. Quite good to know they're undetected. Okay, so still seeing 17 fighters, 12 bombers here. I actually had a bomber attack ordered, but it looks like it didn't go in there. Yeah, okay, must have been bad weather. Right, so 18 fatigue there, 2020. What I can do then is I can switch these guys around, because these guys are down to 10 fatigue, so I can do then is have the Tainan KUS actually run the patrols here. So we'll have them switch to escort. What I'm going to do here then beforehand is save. They actually got us an Englishman. Yes, wait for the German Marines to land, indeed. Alright, let me double save that just in case. Right. It should be a pretty good turn, but it doesn't look like we have anything like catastrophic to respond to, which is usually why turns take longer. Right, you're undetected. I'm not seeing submarines in the vicinity. Well, beyond that submarine over here, which is spotted. He might have assumed that we've gone north, perhaps. It was actually good to see this submarine get its comeuppance over here at San Marinda. That was good. Yep, air and sea losses, sure. Well, air and ship losses. What am I taking a look at here? Last turn. So we did have 2 patrol boats actually sank by the 300 kilogram bombs. Yeah, I mean, these are the Tosu class. They've got a durability of 1 there. They're 215 ton ships. I mean, this is it. It's like, it's not something I would like gone because they still have depth charges. They're still ships, of course. They're still useful. But they don't need 2 victory points there. That's a shame. But it could have been worse. At least we got a shot at the actual 139s. They could have hit something far more valuable elsewhere. Okay. Take a look at the losses here today. So yeah, he had a, wow. 11 Hudsons today then. 11 to ops, that's intriguing. We did catch them down over here at Lindholm. That might have been more than we actually had reported. Of course, this can be wrong, I believe. I believe this is subject to fog of war. We have 9 Warhawks reported downed, 4 139s, 3 B339s. We have a K46 Nina go down, and Oscar, Babs, a Tina, that's a shame. Betty, Kate, a Catalina goes down, Warhawk goes down of the B variants. A Swordfish goes down there, which is intriguing. Demon. I wonder if that might... okay, that's something to ponder on. Is this in the THG scenario that you're currently playing a Bitter End scenario, where you play to the end? Probably until we just get to the point where, I don't know, something comes up, or we just decide, yep, we'll leave it here. Sort of thing. We'll just keep going as long as we can, really. Alright, so don't pick up on those ships, but I'm sure I saw a report from them. From the submarines indicating there was an AK in the area. Okay. We'll take a look at the state of the troops. Right, so 18, yeah, that fatigue and disruption's gone down, which is excellent news. I'm quite happy about that. It's not too bad. It's in a much better position than it was previously. We're up to 860 assault value here. Let's see the progress of the Mixed Brigade. The Mixed Brigade is at 35. They should arrive tomorrow. Should arrive tomorrow. In movement mode, yes, they would. In combat mode, maybe they don't. We'll alter the attack. We'll alter the attack for tomorrow. I mean, I could wait, but I think, well, I don't know. I think it's worthwhile launching an attack. Or maybe we do wait. I think I can launch the attack and it still go ahead. I think they will arrive, likely. Yeah, I think it's likely they'll arrive. Well, actually, no, saying that. At max, they'd march 15 mile. How do you guys feel about it? Do we just have them continue movement mode? They would arrive and they might actually switch over to attacking. They do have a good commander, so they could attack, but they wouldn't be in combat mode as they crossed over. But again, we're attacking, not them, so that's not too bad. We could wait and be absolutely assured that they arrive, but I don't think I need them as such. We're down to 18 fatigue, 16, 14. Those are good numbers, really. We do have a headquarters here. I think we're probably at a point now where we can probably take Singapore. I think we'll go for a deliberate attack. If it doesn't work, we can recover fatigue and disruption much faster. We're at a point now where, I think when you're below 25 or something of that nature, it takes longer to recover fatigue. Disruption's very low. I think we'll probably be okay. Well, the shock attack is on the crossing. There's no choice really in regards to actually the crossing. When you're crossing against, when you're crossing into a hex that has a river, well, through a hex that has a river, and there's enemy forces, then you have to shock attack unless you have overwhelming AV. Let's see. I think I can get away with the actual deliberate there. So send them for deliberate. Yeah, we do have the actual headquarters here. That should help us out. Yeah, ideally. Either way, it's additional support, motorized support as well. That definitely helps out. What I can do there, what is the airfield damage? 63, yeah. So there's no danger that he can repair the... yeah, there's absolutely no danger he can repair that. Right, okay. So... fatigue's up there. I'm going to have them attack again. Yeah, we'll have them attack again. Supply will arrive. Speaking of supply. Can you create tank divisions later in the game? You can reform tank divisions later. Yes, yes you can. Okay. So we do have another KI-48. Yeah, we've had bad weather in the area recently, so we haven't had all the air attacks go ahead. But at least we had the air attacks against the airfield. It does mean that we have to repair them, but in all honesty, it doesn't take long. If I had been with the mentality of like, okay, if we damage it, we just repair it later on, we'd have probably had Singapore by now, as I would not have taken the bombers away. Oh wow. A full tank division, Jesus. I'm gonna have to take a look at that other scenario, because it sounds pretty insane. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is we're going to go over to ground forces then. I could have probably moved these sallies to Johor Bahru, The reason why I'm not is because I don't want to have, like, elements of these sallies elsewhere. And I would like to have them moved out to Luzon. Yeah, I mean, I could move them, but there's no point doing it now when the end is pretty close. Right. Set all these sallies to hit the base. Okay. I thought this is a smaller regiment, isn't it? Just smaller in general. What's this table equipment like? That would explain it. Okay. Right, so it's good to see them then they're actually here. I would have preferred to have seen them move through here. But the fact that they're at Merrick and undetected is really quite nice. As far as we know. And they're not, they haven't been blown up by mines. That's also a good thing. It's also a good thing. Right, we're moving towards Benklin. Ah, there we go. Oh, they arrived pretty quickly. So we have the Yokosuka. 4th SLNF over here, which is good. So that gives us another unit there. So we'll have 3 Naval Guard units actually available for Benklin, which is good news because Benklin can be quite nasty. But that's actually encouraging. It looks like I might be able to potentially push into Osthaven. And, I mean, I don't need to do it immediately. It's more so at least I can refuel. It is a dangerous position to be in. He's probably where the MKP is in this area. But yeah. He knows it's outside his reach. So let's take a look over here then. We do have far more reconnaissance over in this area, which is great news because we have them based outside, well, sorry, based out here at Chiang. So we do see the 8 fighters, 16 bombers here at Rangoon. We're seeing the 67 supposed fighters over here. Taungul. Yes, he did manage to cancel Pearl Harbor, which was fun. So, yeah. But that's okay. We'll come to deal with that when we have to. It's not like we had a choice in the matter, really. Right. Seen units. At least we get a sense of how many units he has in the area as well, which is good. Okay. Right, so what we'll do then is we'll switch these reconnaissance targets around. I'll probably have... Well, I might have one of the actual squadrons taken south, in fact, because I could do with more reconnaissance over Java. But that was a good suggestion. That was from Andy Mack. The suggestion there. Okay. Well, it's actually pretty good to see the Hudson's taking a beating over there. That's nice. Well, I mean, this is it. It's a game with only very, very few rules, which for the most part has been quite liberating. He's a good player as well. I mean, it was a shame, but hey. I think, I remember speaking to Infinite Monkey about it, and he said it's probably like a test. Probably just to see if you can actually handle a game with no rules. Alright, so his forces are still moving on Leh. They'll eventually arrive. These guys are marching on Leh, but it's going to take some time to arrive for this 52nd. Let's see. I need to get some solid reconnaissance over Moresby. If I had some solid reconnaissance in this area, I'd feel far more comfortable. But because I don't, it's somewhat difficult. You don't want to do anything rash. So I didn't move the Kitabatai particularly far to keep him roughly in that area. But I did set the D3A1 valves to actually do some SW, just to give an idea of what's actually in the area. Okay. Now, we had some interesting reports, in fact. I'm sure they would overhear these reports. Ah, here we go. 2 ships. Supposedly an AK. That's 128.78. Ah, very nice. Destroyed by a cap. Could be one of the host show. I just wanted to check out. $49. 98. Okay. Right, now that makes sense. I was a little bit confused. I was like, wait, what? Possibly, but I mean, it's one of those of where Japan's not defenseless, and I don't know. I don't know if he'd show his hand like that. It's like he could cause damage, but not that much damage. It depends really on how soon we see him, really. I would love to have a K4 squadron up at Paramashiro-jima. Unfortunately, I can't send the ones from Japan there. And we do have K4 coverage from Hokkaido. Just not many of them. Okay. He'd not make it to Tokyo. He'd not. Yeah, he can't bombard Tokyo. I mean, he could try. I mean, I'd love to see him try. Yes, right, okay. C3E cargo class. We'll have to take a look at that one. Very nice, the bottle. Oh, bottle. Okay. So Guam's up to size 2, Rebel to size 4, BLeAcHACiD to size 3, Kopang to size 1. Okay, I'll finish that up shortly. See, I'll show you why he's not going to be able to do it. He just can't do it. We don't need the ships to do something like that. Okay, let's see. I need to get those H6KLs moving elsewhere, actually. Let's see. So there's 115 torpedo bombers there. Fighters, they're poor fighters, but in such numbers they do make a difference. There's 77 fighters there. We obviously have upgraded some of these to zeros as well. And we'll be increasing these and turning them into zeros as well, as we do get squadrons that are capable of that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. And then in Tokyo itself, there's 271 K-27s. They're not great, but that's still 271 plus bombers in the area. There's more aircraft in Japan, but the thing is, with this, he just can't do it. Even to get to Tokyo, he has to pass the pretty damn nasty coastal defense guns. So we have the Tokyo Bay Fortress guns over here. So you can see we have 300mm. We have 4 300mm guns. There's 4 250mm guns. There's 4 200mm. 16 15mm. We have 8 10s. There's a 218mm howitzer, about 16 of those guys. That's Tokyo Bay Fort. And then we have an additional fortress over here with additional guns, which is all well and good. Tokyo. I don't think it has any coastal defense guns because she doesn't really need them. No, I don't think Tokyo actually has any defensive guns of her own, on account of Tokyo Bay guns being over here at Yokohama, Yokosuka. Yeah, yeah. Those are some nasty guns. There is also 302 mines there. Tokyo is also mined 456 mines. Yeah, it's just not something that's going to happen. It's a great question. It's a good possibility to just to look into, really. Yes. I'm not too particularly concerned about Paramashiro-jima. I'm looking towards actually moving towards this area as well in the near future, very near future. So what was it? C3E. Was it C3E? Oh yeah, but it's one of those of it's just not gonna happen. It just isn't just not going to happen. ACMs, yes. I do have a lot of ACMs moving around the area. I think an ACM can look after 150 mines. And there's a couple more that should be moving towards Tokyo at this moment in time, actually. Yeah. It's a good question. It's just, yeah. I mean, Singapore is a fortress. A true fortress. Yes, indeed. Some crazy bastard can and has, and it's been done before, land troops at Singapore. But that's still a crazy thing to do. It's something where, okay, you can do that, but oh, I hope you've got like a follow-up plan, because yeah, you're gonna have a lot of force. There's a lot of conditions that have to really be met for something like that to occur and be successful. It can happen. But Tokyo is just completely different. It's just a kettle of fish that no allied player wants to open there, really. Right, what was I looking for? The C3E, wasn't I? Was it a C3E? Let's see. C3S, that's it. C3S. Oh, there was additional, different one. Right, so C3E and a C3S. Yeah, I know, right. Actually, might as well sort by name. And their name could obviously be massively off. C2s. Reminder, C3E. That's not a small ship. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I was a little bit confused there. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't showing those troops beforehand. Okay, so we do have elements of the 36... Well, we have the 36 JNAF. So that's 9 SLF. There's the 8th Bates Force, actually, which is still... that's not bad at all. 7 SLF squads, not too bad. That's interesting. That is interesting. It's an atoll. What's the bastard up to? Okay. That raises quite a few questions there, actually. The THG game. Right. What I'd say is, Snake, save those questions for that stream, just so we don't give any information away. But it's a good thing to, it's a good thing to take into consideration. We can talk about questions in this game, but yes, both series need to remain separate. In this game, I mean, I'm going to be looking towards India, really. That's what I'd like to do. Whether things turn out like that or not, that's going to be intriguing. Okay. So it does look like we have some poor weather over the area. Yeah, he's doing reconnaissance over here in Lingayen. He definitely wants to know what we have here. It does concern me, and I think it probably is worthwhile keeping the 2nd Tank Regiment here. In clear terrain, they're very nasty. US forces do tend to have some AT potentially, but I don't think they'll be able to handle that particularly well. It's a very interesting campaign, really. Right, so we see some ships over here, moving south. Let's take a look over here at Tanakan. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted there. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh yeah. Damage ain't bad. Oh yeah, damage ain't bad at all. Actually, whereabouts is she? Hosokawa. Actually got some fires, but she's not too bad, frankly. Oh yeah, we came out of that fairly well, actually. And we have the supply actually in place. I'm pretty happy with that. That's a pretty solid result there. Pretty solid result. Nice. Okay. Move back to Jella. Ah, man. All I'm going to say there, Snake, is the the window of opportunities to take Pearl Harbor is well and truly gone. To try and take Pearl Harbor against Dadman, probably next to impossible for us, really. We'd have to get really quite lucky. Especially with the Pearl Harbor strike being cancelled. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Well, this is it. There really isn't a win per se in a traditional sense. Yeah. We win by not losing, really, is the way to think about it. We win by just sticking it to the US, sticking it to the Allies. We're going to hold on as absolutely long as we can, really. That's how we win. Yeah, the win condition for Japan's quite nasty. So we're going to get the hell out of the area at Tarakan. But yeah, that's really good. Came in here. Oh yeah. Looking solid here. Looking solid. I'm very happy about that. As we'll have a deliberate attack ordered, and we might even celebrate the victory tomorrow, perhaps. We'll see. It's nasty terrain here. But ideally, we'll be able to take it. I'd be quite happy if we managed to do that. I would be very happy. Right, so we have our forces over here, Bernardo. Oh, why did they... Oh, for fuck's sake. Did I click unload by mistake? For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Yeah, you know why that is? I had them merge with the actual... Yeah, they merged with the force that was actually unloading the headquarters. I assumed that they would go with... Apparently not. Apparently not. No, for fuck's sake. Okay, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It is rather amusing, if anything. God's sakes. That's bloody just my look. Fucking hell. Oh, dear. Okay, we might as well get a headquarter actually planning. Oh, for God's sakes. I mean, even that, I mean, taking Pearl Harbor has been done. And it does really screw with the allies, but I think it's only it gives you like maybe 2 or so years, which is a long time, but it doesn't end it. That's the thing. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's one of those. It's just there's just not much it can really particularly do. Ah, well. Just trying to think where we should have these guys assembled. It was interesting to see the 139s actually attack. Yeah, we did have the key 43s actually. They might have been too high altitude. Yeah, they were at 11,000 feet. That's interesting. Surprisingly large amount of them actually responded. So he knows that Benji Marston is garrisoned. Well, essentially, it's got something in the airfields there. A decent amount of them as well. He could have hit over here to Microsoft. I'm still upset about the Hagi and the Fuji. At least Hagi, I mean Hagi went down, but at least Fuji might be recovered one day. Bloody annoying thing that. That random time there was fun. That was a fun time indeed. What's the successor? Well, we'll have different models of key 43s. There's a is a key 44. The model that we're ultimately aiming for is with our R&D. Let's see. What we're going to do over here is we're doing what's known as the R&D jump, essentially, or skip. Is we're researching the A6M2 and Roofy. What we do then is we have the A6M2 Roofy actually changed over to the A6M3, I believe it is. And then you don't lose any facilities by doing it like that. If you like change it to like a different sort of airframe or different sort of engines, like more engines of a fighter or a bomber, then you tend to lose facilities, so you do lose facilities. Whereas doing it like that method allows you to actually retain all progress made, be able to really skip through the actual models and just really rapidly bring forward aircraft. It's really awesome. But what we're hoping to do, I think we should be able to bring the A6M8 potentially into the war this year, which would be nice. The big one that we're aiming for, there's people who can explain the R&D jump a hell of a lot better than I can. R&D is one of those things where I will eventually pay more attention to it as I become more familiar with the game in general. Industry as well, really. The one I'm looking very much forward to is the KI-83. Now, that's a big gamble over here. You can see that we do have a lot of our R&D actually invested in that. What we'll be doing then is, I think at the end of this month, we'll be taking a look at the actual facilities. Any of them that have 0 or... Yeah, essentially any of them that have 0 will be actually reassigned to different R&D projects. And then what we'll probably do is the ones in the next call is the ones that are at 1 will be reassigned. And then what we're looking towards doing is like keeping the ones that are actually making progress. But yeah, the ones that just aren't ever going to catch up, it's not really worthwhile holding on to them. Because they're just going to take too long to actually catch up. Let's see, do we have any additional progress here today? We had one level 3 production. Hopefully we'll have more. Still got the 3 over here, but it doesn't look like we've gained a second K-83 with 3. We've got 2s. We've got a decent amount of 2s, in fact, yeah. So we've got a decent amount of 2s now, but that's increasing. There's a lot of 1s, but there's still a lot of 0s over here. They still have time to catch up, but we'd prefer to have many, many more. Can Key 83 go head-to-head with modern allied planes? Is it modern as in now? No. Modern as in what will be coming out at that time. I mean, this is it depends. It's like the Key 83 is a... I would class it as a heavy fighter. It's very much likely to be a heavy fighter. It does arrive traditionally very late in the war. But it's a 2-engined aircraft. It has a max speed of 438 miles per hour. 280 cruise. Good altitude. She's pretty damn nice. The thing of why we like her is the fact that she has the... these are all central mounted cannon as well. So we have dual 20s and we have dual 30s, which actually do have some decent accuracy. Some pretty decent accuracy. She also has just fantastic range. She's fast, she's got good range, she's armoured, she's decently durable. She's not very manoeuvrable, but she's somewhat manoeuvrable. She does have an okay amount of manoeuvrability, really. Yeah, she's going to be really what we're looking forward to. We do have other models that we'll be working on, like the Key 84. Yeah, there's other options, really. There's other options. I'm choosing the A frank. I probably have a different frank, but it might be the A frank. But you can see here, 392. Something to take into consideration is the search rating. So that's the search rating 3. The 83 is also free. I forget what... I think is it the George? Might be the George. I can't remember exactly which one it is. Is it the George I'm working on? Free. Our plan is going to change, really. We have a big investment in the Key 83. And then obviously, as I said with the calls, we'll have that transition over to other airframes. So it will change as time goes on, really. But yeah, she can probably go head-to-head with some of them. She's not going to do tremendously well. She's not that maneuverable, but she's not awful, really. She has a decent amount of speed. But yeah, this is it. It's like a heavy fight is going to suffer in a dogfight with like an interceptor that has more maneuverability, potentially. But indeed. Okay, still seeing shipping over here, reported as an AKL. Intriguing. I'm not seeing reports around here in Brisbane. These guys have moved away. They are running night naval search this time. The reason why I'm doing night naval search with these actual submarines over here is just to try and protect them. Try and keep them alive, because there's probably probably some fighters in that area. Or even the actual flak from the actual ships in that area. Or bases themselves. Okay. Talagi is expanding pretty nicely. I do have supply on the way down here to Talagi. Looks like another submarine arrived. Using quite a lot of that fuel. The good news is the actual tanker has made it out safely, which is good news. I do have another 5 tankers on the way down to Talagi in the near future. So they're on their way. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, when it comes to that sort of late time, I mean, we're hoping to have the Key 83 either late 43 or early 44 is probably when it will arrive. Excuse me. But if she does arrive much earlier, around that sort of time, then that's brilliant news, because it gives us something that we can actually use. It's a case of, you imagine that we're defending Kopang. You imagine, I don't know, let's just take an arbitrary number. Let's say 10 to be generous for some fighters. This is it. So it's like if I wanted to protect the base at Kopang, or I wanted to actually project power. Let's say we want to protect the base at Kopang. Let's go ahead and find a contemporary to compare to. Right, okay. We'll take the Frank. I'll take the Frank R. Right, the air variant, the R variant. So it does have decent range, but with the drop tanks, let's say with the drop tanks, that's 11 hex range. Okay. So, Makassar can actually defend Kopang. So you look at all the bases that are within 11 hexes, okay. With the Key 83, we have the benefit of up to 16 hexes. So imagine, that's 14, that's 17 there, that's 16. Yeah, so it's a case of, well, I could support Kopang, I could do things over Kopang from much further away. Also, the fact as well is, you imagine if we had a 16 hex range fighter now. That's 2 more hexes than the actual ASSM-20. It allows us to do a lot. It allows us to escort potential strikes out much further, which is a big deal if you can actually escort your strikes. It just gives us a lot to work with. It's nice as well because I can have my actual bases, my actual airfields further behind the front lines, which is very nice. Means we can actually look after them, the logistics are easier. It just works out to be great. It's nice. It's very useful for us. It's something that we do like. Okay. I'm actually really surprised these ships actually did not die. Yeah, motor launchers over here. Wow. That was actually some awesome luck there. But I do have a shot at actually taking these guys out, so I'm not going to miss that. Interesting that he's doing that. We still see 15 ships reported here at Singapore. He might be testing the waters over here for like a mass exodus, but there's a reason why we've kept a large amount of ships in this area. I could have potentially had to move elsewhere, but it's a case of I need to unlock the gates to Singapore, be able to do other things really, to do these other things. Yeah, we are working on the Key 49 Helen, but yeah, this is it. We don't really get heavy bombers. I think, well, there are mods actually out there. I don't know if the other scenario as well. But yes, there are mods and scenarios actually to give Japan a heavy bomber. I can't really imagine building a heavy bomber, but I suppose if you had the option, then you might consider it. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do here then, we had the Tainan fly. So the Tainan KUS is going to go low. Go about 7. I need to double check what the actual... I'll go pretty low. Well, actually, well, we'll go for about 8. I do need to double check and actually see what altitude the bombers came in at. G8 and 2. Is it? What are the stats like? I don't think I've really seen that actually. Sounds nice. Right, so what we're going to do then is take the 3rd KOS. They were previously doing the cap. They don't have that many reserves, but they have reserves, which is nice. There's also 2 there that damaged. We still have 2 reserves, which is good. So what I can do now then is I will have them set to sweep. Damn it. Okay. So sweep over here at Batavia. Right, there we go. So that gives us the ability to actually rest our squadrons. Well, he doesn't really have that ability. Yes, he can rest them at the airfield, but he needs to maintain a cap. It's a shame that we didn't have any bombers actually roll in the actual turn, due to the poor weather, it seems at least. But that's fine. It's one of those where we shot down a good amount of his actual cap there, which I was really happy about. That was actually a pretty solid number of like Warhawks shot down, which I'm really happy about. I don't mind. I really do not mind. Okay. Okay. Japan lacks the industry to mass produce heavy bombers. I don't really know enough about the actual history to really make like a solid comment on that one, really. So, potentially something for people to look into, really. Okay. At least everybody else had a little bit of enforced rest there. Key 431A. 11 fatigue. Yeah, okay. 17 there. I wish I had additional reconnaissance over here, frankly. Airfield damage. Yes. Okay. So we're moving upon Bengalin at last. Yeah. I may change my mind about this. It might actually be worthwhile to just have that... I don't know. I mean, this is it. It's like, one of the reasons... Is there a reason to definitely attack tomorrow? I mean, this is it. Well, the longer we wait, the longer that everything's delayed. But then again, if I wait, at least we're guaranteed the mixed brigade arrives. But I don't think I need the mixed brigade. Don't require it. It would be nice to get rid of more of our fatigue, but they're probably in a perfect state to take on the base here. We've recovered. It's going to be what it is, really. I think we'll go ahead and we attack. What I can do is I can support the actual forces here by ground attack in Singapore, which will help out. Yeah, I just think we have to go for it. If it doesn't work, the mixed brigade arrives and then we attack again, but we'll see. I think the mixed brigade will arrive and join in the attack. They won't do tremendously well unless they switch over to combat mode, or if indeed they join the attack at all. But yeah, it's something to do. Okay. So we'll attack here once again. That supply will arrive. I don't know why the shock attack didn't work. That one was quite the conundrum. Quite the conundrum. Okay, they're moving north now. Right, have a... So they're over there. Okay. Now, for some odd reason, that was down there. I don't know why that ended up down there, because it needs to be over there at Poplar. But what I'm going to do here, then, is load supply. It might be because I actually loaded up a save and then forgot to do that. Little things like that. Right, so I can head to Poplar, take some supply out to Poplar, which I will be very happy about, because it will give us the, well, gives us additional blood supply at Poplar. I really need that. Need it. Pretty bad. I could fly it out there, but it's just so... It's just not very efficient. It's just... I imagine what the DD could carry is... I think it's worth it. I think it's actually more viable to do. Okay. Yeah, let's see. 0275. I don't think it's going to carry 275. I wish it could carry 275, but I don't think it's going to happen. 75 is likely what it's going to carry. I think 75. Okay. I'd like to get some additional aviation support out there, but I don't think I trust it aboard like a already damaged DD. I don't think I trust it. Okay, so still have Yarte on the way. Well, it's one of these, Snake, isn't it? It's like, what use would heavy bombers really do for Japan? It's like, as Parmentier says there, not particularly part of the doctrine. It's one of these of, could they have been useful? Sure. But it's like, they had other concerns. Many other pressing concerns. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is it, isn't it? What's the purpose of the heavy bomber, isn't it, really? Okay. Now, I do have the assault value to attack Mulmian. I just don't think it's worthwhile, or is it worthwhile to attack Mulmian? I could push with the RTA, but I think it's... I don't know. Maybe I just do push with the RTA. How do you guys feel about this? Do we push with the RTA? I could probably shock attack at Mulmian. I think we would be able to manage that. I think he only had about, what, 30 odd assault value or something like that. He did launch a deliberate attack and actually got his ass handed to him there at Mulmian. We do massively outnumber him. I think a shock attack would definitely be successful. I just want it to be successful enough so we can actually destroy the units there. But I don't think that's going to happen, really. Yeah, well. Plenty of time to consider that. I mean, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have, like, a follow-up. I'd like to be able to do things very quickly. But I guess we don't always have that luxury. It might simply be worthwhile to march upon it. If I could get to Pagoo, I would be very happy. I can't be certain of that. I know, but it's 640 sold value. Like, they're not amazing, but they're still not terrible. But maybe a shock attack. Sorry, maybe a shock attack would actually be possibly too much. I mean, it's not clean. It's jungle. I suppose a deliberate doesn't hurt. A deliberate's probably best to do, really, isn't it? Do you plan to advance further into India if you take Burma? Oh yeah, I'd love to be able to invade India. I'd like to be able to do that. That's kind of on the cards, if we can manage it. The thing that's holding us up at the moment is Singapore. Mostly because I need that base, but I need it cleared of mine so I can actually advance up the straits. Yeah. Yeah, that experience is pretty damn low, isn't it? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Deliberate attack it is. If the conditions are good, if the deliberate attack goes well, we actually do inflict a lot of casualties and maybe a shock attack. But yeah, that's kind of my worry regarding the RTA, because it's like I could advance over here into Burma, but what then? Because if we move across the river, it's wooded. But then again, even being across the river is good enough. I want to be able to force him out, though. I need to be able to force him, really force him back. That's what I want, man. Yeah. Right, let's take a look at China. I think as far as I'm concerned, he's not moved anything in China. Hey, doing that shop. Good to have you, my friend. First time on the channel? At least it looks like it. So welcome. So I don't think he's moved anything really in China. Hey, doing that CAG? I don't know what that means. Would appreciate it in English, but welcome. Alright, so 27th is moving up there. Yeah, I'm taking these forces actually marching the bulk over here to the north. I should be able to manage Qingchao without really much in the way of problem. Does Japan have enough troops to garrison such huge areas in India? Well, that's an interesting question. I really do need to read up more on just the Chinese occupation of China, of obviously the parts of China that they did occupy. But it was actually really intriguing. It's a very interesting thing. Just like in some area, like a very, very important coal mine. So, it's an interesting one, really. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, it's a very, very complicated period in Chinese history, isn't it, really? As for India... yeah, it's one of those, isn't it, really? Like, what? Well... yeah, it's an interesting one. We know that the Japanese obviously did trade... well, they did have some success in having some... what was it now? The Indian National Army. I'd imagine the Japanese would have tried to have the Indian people rise up. But... I don't know. As far as we're concerned, we have cities to garrison with requirements, and that can be done. We do have a truce actually to take garrison. Sorry, to take and garrison India for the most part. It doesn't like a large majority need many. That needs about 220. I mean, Calcutta is a real prize there. There's a lot of industry been in Calcutta. 320 is a decent sized garrison. Yeah. I mean, if we could take Calcutta, I'd be happy with that, really. But I think we'll be able to advance further. Madras is nice. We'll get there one day. We'll get there. We do need to start planning for it. But I need to get Singapore unplugged. Yeah, let's do this thing. Okay. Let's take a look over here at Lingayan. So yes, we're not far from our level 3 fortifications. I'll probably stop at about level 3. And I could continue to fortify because we are going to have to fortify these Philippine bases over here. These bases in Luzon, sorry. Okay. Nope. They'd be there, really, wouldn't they? Okay. So overall, not a bad turn, but there's things to be done. I think regarding over here, it is a pretty direct path. It is interesting. I do have the patrol boats. I think what I will do is move the AKEs away. I think I'll take all but one patrol boat. Leave all but one. Oh, God's sakes. The AKEs will take one patrol boat. The rest will remain at Marcus. And if it's an invasion, patrol boats aren't going to make a difference, so is it worthwhile having them there? But I don't know. Would he invade? It seems very bold. It is odd. I don't think we have all the information there. We had reports of, like, AKs. It suggests there's 2 ships there, but we've had intelligence be wrong in the past. It's an interesting move, nonetheless. It's going to be one that will be intriguing. Is he testing the waters? What is he up to? So those, if they are the reported class of ship, they're not insignificant. He might be the test of the waters. It's an interesting one nonetheless. What is a yellow or red exclamation mark? Ah, yes. Right. So if we hit a delete, the red exclamation mark says that there's no garrison here. Well, it says that the garrison requirement is not met. So, this is why we're actually moving this unit back after they allowed them to go ahead and satisfy that garrison requirement. Let's find a yellow. Where can we find a yellow? Ah, yes, yellow. Yellow indicates that there is less supply than required. Max 300, really? That's the only time I've ever seen that. Huh. I've never seen that before, actually, max 300. Nonetheless, doesn't particularly matter. There we go, construction units have arrived. They can get busy. Some AA guns as well. Okay. Move them out. Okay. Not you. You. Okay. So, still 2 there to be repaired. They'll be ready tomorrow. So tomorrow, what I'll start doing then is have these guys move out. I'm going to have them likely move towards the Kargi, really. We do have the actual guys over here at Babardwar. Unfortunately, I lost some of them in Obsolostus, which is a shame. But what I'll do is actually have them transferred to Truck, and they should be able to make it to Truck this turn. If I actually had a Kargi outside the actual port, actually in the task force at Truck, I could probably transfer them to a Kargi. I'll get her out so I do not forget. Right, have them docked. Right, so Kargi's empty this moment in time. Do you know if Gary Grisby's planned a new game? There is Gary Grisby's War of the East 2 on the way out. I don't know when that's going to arrive. It was supposedly meant to arrive this year, but with the current plague, I do not know. Really do not know that one. But either this year, next year. But that is going to be the next one, which will be Gary Grisby's War of the East 2, which I'm looking forward to, actually. Looking forward to playing that. I think we'll go ahead and call things about here, then. So I'm going to say a big thank you so very much to all of you watching right now. My outros have been on fire this week. I'm hoping I can actually keep up the trend of actually doing a competent outro. You might think it's easy. It's surprisingly easy to get tongue-tied. That's the problem. I know when to shut the hell up. That's a harder problem. Okay. So, a big thank you to Mr. Alex Diligent Gravy, Mr. Baines, BLeAcHACiD, Deepicduck, Dingobat4, Eric Wild, Erkkijuusto, Fun4123, George Kilgore, Gregory VanHouten, Iceycrome, Imperator Thrawn, James Lindsay, Cato, Lord Luba, Ove, Cato, Borsh, Paradigm Blue, Paul Sanders, Raphael, Rick Chambers, Ricky Blinson, Spacht, Stanislav, SunYan, Susanna and Daniel, Talon1DE, The Forgotten, Thunder, and Tim Lindholm. Thank you very much, you awesome people. You guys are great. The direct support is absolutely appreciated. But everybody else who's watching, thank you so much. You guys are just as awesome as well. And this is it. I don't expect people to donate unless they feel that I've deserved it, or whether they can actually afford it. And right now, things like that are becoming harder, as it always tends to be, really. We never get a good time, do we? Never an easy time. But if you guys do feel like you can actually spare the funds, and you do feel I've earned it, then potentially do consider becoming a patron. There is a reward available. There are little tiny 10mm tanks. They can be out there. I've had them sent out. and they could be yours too. So, until next time, thank you for watching. I shall see you in the future. Tena Haika Banzai, and goodbye for now.